RTV6 News at 5. Working for you.
First at 5 Sunday, the Red Line Rapid Transit Service goes online. It's one of the most dramatic changes in Indianapolis transportation history.
But tonight we are still noticing dangerous situations from people unaware of the new rules of the road.
Yeah, the question from many drivers is whether you can cross those medians or not, and if the police will ticket you for it.
Working for you, RTV6's Stephanie Wade digs into this issue.
If you're trying to get to one of these lunch spots or businesses along Meridian, you'll notice there's a median in the middle of the road preventing you from turning. We're finding people are still unaware of the rules, whether they can turn or not.
It's just been loud, lots of lights, lots of construction, hard to get in and out of the apartment.
For people like Sarah Gherkin, who live along Meridian Street, it's been a chaotic few months while the new Indigo Red Line was being built. Now that it's here, she says it's even more difficult to get to her apartment with a new median in the way. She's forced to drive down to the next intersection and make a U-turn to get home.
I actually talked to a police officer who said he wasn't really sure if we could go over it or not. He said, if that's your way to get home, you got to go left over it. I would say yes.
As RTV6 found out, that's not correct. Indigo says they've been working with IMPD to monitor the traffic and take note of which areas need more enforcement. But you are not supposed to drive over the median to cross traffic. Most red line stations are a quarter or half-mile apart, so the furthest you'd have to drive before being able to turn is 5 blocks. As drivers get used to the rules of the road, they say police will focus on educating the public instead of enforcing through tickets or violations. Coming up at 6, hear from Indigo about what else they've done to make sure drivers can safely turn. Working for you, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
Thanks, Steph. And right now, Indigo does not plan on adding signage to tell drivers not to drive over the medians, but they are continuously monitoring timing, traffic, and issues like these to update in the future. And tonight at 7, only on RTV6, Rafael Sanchez takes you inside the Red Line, what you need to know to get around the city when the Red Line starts up next week. Critical information, not just for bus riders, but for anyone who drives in Marion County. Watch Inside the Red Line again. That's at 7 p.m. right here on RTV6.
Now to the latest on Andrew Luck's departure from the Indianapolis Colts. We've been hearing from fans asking what's going to happen to his picture affixed to the side of Lucas Oil Stadium. Well, we now know, at least in the short term. Today, the Colts attached a banner to Luck's picture. That banner reads, "Thank you for the memories." Luck made his unexpected retirement announcement following last Saturday's preseason game at Lucas Oil Stadium. After 7 seasons with the team, Luck said the various injuries he suffered in recent years had taken the joy out of playing football. So tonight, the Colts are thanking Luck for all he did for the team and for the community. And tonight is the 4th and final preseason game for the Indianapolis Colts. The team is taking on the Cincinnati Bengals on the road. This is one of the last chances for players on the fringe to impress the coaches and possibly make the team. Tonight's kickoff is at 7 p.m.
Now taking a live look outside on the RTV6 tower camera. After a bright and sunny day, clouds are starting to move in. I'm with Storm Team 6 meteorologist Kyle Mounts. Kyle, what do these clouds mean for the rest of our evening?
A small chance for rain.
Okay.
Most of us are going to be staying dry here, but you mentioned it, a lot of sunshine out there.
It's been
earlier.
Really nice.
You can see those clouds are streaming in from the west, but no rain associated with them so far. They are courtesy of what was a complex of showers and thunderstorms back into Illinois, but those showers just not able to hold themselves together. You can see a few more thunderstorms there in northern portions of Missouri, but we do have that chance. Could see an isolated shower or storm. TrueCast, though, not too impressive here in painting anything in as we go through the next few hours. Still holding on, though, from the Storm Prediction Center, that marginal or isolated threat from Crawfordsville to Kokomo and areas northwest, that if we do see a storm, it could have some gusty winds, possibly some hail. Right now, we've got our temperatures comfortable right around that 80-degree mark for us, and we'll find those numbers sliding back but staying mild here. We're in the upper 60s by tomorrow morning.
A deadly but preventable dog virus is spreading across central Indiana. It's a story we first told you about Friday as Indianapolis Animal Care Services reported dozens of dogs with the parvo virus being surrendered. Now tonight, we're learning local rescues are also impacted. Working for you, RTV6's Nicole Griffin has the important and timely warning they are now sharing.
Canine parvovirus, or parvo, is a highly contagious and life-threatening disease that can affect all dogs. But unvaccinated dogs and puppies younger than 4 months old are the most at risk. The Four-Legged Ranch in Mooresville is a local animal rescue organization that believes in giving dogs that are on death row a second chance at life. On Friday, they took in these two puppies, John Wick and Hercules.
We looked at those faces and we said, we have to save you. There's nothing else we can do.
The two are now at Noah's Animal Hospital receiving treatment due to the parvovirus. It affects dogs' gastrointestinal tracts and is spread by dog-to-dog contact or contact with contaminated feces, environments, or people. Care for John Wick and Hercules is already costing the rescue more than $8,000.
It is overwhelming us financially. But more importantly, every day we wake up and we are, we're afraid for that phone call to come in to say, maybe one of them didn't make it or took a turn for the worse. It's so preventable, but this is a deadly, deadly disease.
Rescues like the Four-Legged Ranch need help with donations in order to continue caring for sick puppies. You can donate at fourleggedranch.com. Coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, I talked to a local foster about the steps they take to keep puppies like this one healthy. Working for you tonight in Mooresville, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
And working for you, these are the signs dog owners need to watch out for. Vomiting, diarrhea, and loss of appetite are common signs of parvo. Vets say most deaths happen within 48 to 72 hours of these signs. Vaccination and good hygiene are critical steps needed to prevent the disease.
New information here at 5. Court records now show that the Greenfield man arrested after his vehicle hit and killed a bicyclist tested positive for illegal drugs following the incident. According to the Hancock County prosecutor, 40-year-old Robert Terry was driving a minivan on County Road 300 North near Greenfield yesterday. That's when he allegedly hit Roger Willenreiter's bike, killing the 76-year-old man. According to court documents, Terry denied using illegal narcotics, but when taken to Hancock Regional Hospital, he allegedly tested positive for THC and methamphetamine. The two main Indianapolis mayoral candidates will go head-to-head tonight in the first debate of the 2019 election. Republican State Senator Jim Merritt and current Democratic Mayor Joe Hogsett will debate the issues tonight at the Indy Chamber's annual Hobnob event. Hogsett and Merritt are expected to discuss infrastructure, crime, and more issues. The debate is only open to those who register for the event and pay between $25 and $175 for a ticket. We will have full coverage of tonight's debate later tonight and on the RTV6 app.
A Johnson County Police Department has a new vehicle in its fleet. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but it is. The 12-member Bargersville Police Department is the first in the country with all-electric Tesla. That's according to the police chief. The car is a Tesla 3. According to the company's website, it has a range of 310 miles between charges and can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just over 3 seconds. That's an important consideration for a police department. The Bargersville police chief says this will save taxpayers money over a standard gasoline-powered car. And still ahead at 5:30 on RTV6, breaking barriers on the job, a push to get more women to take jobs traditionally done by men. The breakthrough coming up on the Now Indy.
But first here at 5 o'clock, the new health advisory on the risks of marijuana. What the U.S. Surgeon General says has changed and what you have to see.
And the Labor Day weekend is getting closer to us. We do have some rain chances in the forecast. We'll take a closer look at that timing. You're watching RTV6 News at 5.
Your bath system. Call now.
Welcome back. Hiring Hoosiers is an RTV6 effort to make sure you can find the job you want or the education to help you get that career. Students looking to get into the dental field can get their training early on while they are still in high school. Anderson Career Center offers a program that allows students to get knowledge of dentistry. Our Alyssa Donovan shows us what students are learning and how it's preparing them for their future.
Sydney Spaeth and her classmates are learning dental basics at the Anderson Career Center.
I've learned members of the teeth, I've learned the surfaces, the pits of the teeth.
So I have students that actually want to end up being doctors, hygienists, assistants. It's kind of our main focus.
By completing this program, students can get hired as dental assistants right out of high school. Spaeth wants to be a dental hygienist, so she'll have to go on to college. But the program gives her some credits and a base knowledge of dentistry.
They're learning dental equipment, dental vocabulary, and then also we have the seat work as well every day. It's kind of a mixture. I do workstations so that we can do a full content within a year.
It just gives me more of an advantage, so I know more stuff when I go to get my prereqs.
Giving Spaeth and her classmates a head start on their careers in the dental field. I'm Melissa Donovan, RTV6.
Right now, you can go to our website, hiringhoosiers.com. There you'll find a job board that has job listings, career resources, and all of our Hiring Hoosiers stories.
Hurricane Dorian has the potential to be a Category 4 storm as it barrels toward the east coast of Florida. It could make landfall by Monday morning, bringing winds up to 125 miles an hour. ABC's Megan Turizian is in Daytona Beach, Florida tonight.
Hurricane Dorian gaining strength off the coast. Forecasters now saying it has the potential to become a catastrophic Category 4. New images from NASA showing the hurricane gaining momentum as it moves toward eastern Florida. The governor there declaring a state of emergency in 26 counties.
The message, I think, right now is that all Floridians really need to monitor Hurricane Dorian and make the necessary preparations.
Most hurricane-tested Floridians know the drill.
I'm loading up.
People stocking up on water, supplies, and fuel. Some store shelves already empty, and gas lines long.
Hurricanes are very unpredictable. So it can go south, it can go north, or it can go on the track that they think it is going to go.
Even the Palm Beach Zoo taking measures to secure the animals.
It's nice and secure, so they won't hear a lot of banging.
If Dorian makes landfall with winds of 125 miles per hour, it would be the strongest hurricane to hit the Florida East Coast since Andrew in 1992, which killed dozens of people and cost nearly $27 billion in damage. Miami's mayor cautioning residents not to panic.
We're much better prepared today for a major storm than we were back in 1992.
Since we got here today, almost every store is out of water. 3 airports in Florida are now in the process of tying down their equipment, and 15 cruise ships have had to change course due to the storm. Megan Turizian, ABC News, Daytona Beach, Florida.
Indiana's former health commissioner and current U.S. Surgeon General Jerome Adams with a warning tonight about marijuana. Adams issued a new health advisory on the risks of marijuana use by young people and pregnant women. Adams and the Health and Human Services Secretary said they support additional research on the impacts of marijuana. But Adams said the latest research is clear that marijuana is particularly harmful to developing brains and can be passed along to babies in utero or through breast milk. Adams says he is concerned about a perception among young people that because it's now legal in some states, that it must be safe.
Not enough people know that today's marijuana is far more potent than in days past. The amount of THC, the component responsible for euphoria and intoxication, but also for most of marijuana's documented harms, has increased 3 to 5-fold over the last few decades. Or as I like to say, this ain't your mother's marijuana.
Well, for years, the American Academy of Pediatrics has warned against the use of marijuana by young people. And the group also says there is no amount of marijuana that's been proven safe to use during pregnancy or while breastfeeding.
If you are a Star Wars fan, there is an event that starts tonight you may want to check out. The Athenaeum Foundation will screen the original Star Wars trilogy. It is a 3-day event. Tonight, Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope is playing. Tomorrow will be The Empire Strikes Back. And Saturday is Return of the Jedi. All movies start at 6 p.m. and they are playing at the Basel Theater, which is located on the 2nd floor of the Athenaeum at 401 East Michigan Street. You need tickets. We have the link with ticket information up right now on the RTV6 app and our website, theindychannel.com.
And tomorrow, Indiana Comic-Con begins, taking place at the Indiana Convention Center. Celebrity guests appearing this weekend will include former wrestler Ric Flair, actor Ron Perlman, who played Hellboy, and actor Adam Baldwin of Firefly and Chuck fame. Indiana Comic-Con starts tomorrow at noon and Sunday at 5 p.m. Always a huge event for our area.
A lot of people look forward to that.
Yeah.
I've been loving the weather, so just keep it coming.
It's been pretty nice here. The humidity's still staying pretty low out there for us, and those comfortable temperatures. We'll keep that part, but we do have some small rain chances coming back into the forecast. Right now, as we check out some conditions, Indianapolis, you've got those clouds moving back back in. 80 degrees, 80 in Kokomo. Bloomington also sitting in the lower 80s. Not as windy as yesterday, but still a breeze out of the southwest, around 15 to 20 miles per hour. And there's the bigger picture on the satellite and radar. There are the clouds coming in from the west, so you may not have a whole lot in the way of cloud cover for you around right now in the Richmond area, but that's going to be changing. Any shower and thunderstorm activity, though, pretty difficult to come by here, and I think it will stay very isolated for us. So if you are going to be heading off to Victory Field for the Indians game here, first pitch temperature right around 80 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. The temperature 73 by 11 o'clock, and it will be a warmer night for us. Instead of the 50s, we're down into the middle 60s tomorrow morning with mostly cloudy skies and that isolated chance for some rain during the overnight hours. Friday planning forecast does come with more in the way of some cloud cover and the chance for a couple of showers and storms as we go into the afternoon. Many of us, though, will be staying dry with those temperatures once again topping out around 80 degrees. Average high is 83. We'll make it to 81 in Indy and Columbus, 79 in Lafayette, and 81 in Muncie. So we'll start off TrueCast here during the lunch hour tomorrow, middle of the day. There's the cloud cover, and then notice our best rain chance is going to be near and south of Interstate 70. This is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. A couple of those isolated hit and miss showers and thunderstorms. Right now we don't have a severe weather threat, but that could change, so we'll certainly pass that along if it does, with some of those storms potentially getting to around severe limits with some gusty winds, possibly some hail, but that will quickly move out of the area. So for Friday football frenzy, as you're heading out there for the games, just that stray shower or thunderstorm kickoff temperatures in the upper 70s. By halftime, we're at 73, and the wind is not going to be as breezy as we go through the day on Friday. The weekend ahead does bring in some small rain chances there, only about 20% on Saturday, 30% on Sunday. So most of the weekend here is going to be dry, but TrueCast does show as we go to 9 o'clock on Saturday morning, a few of those showers and isolated thunderstorms just kind of coming and going throughout the upcoming weekend. But again, not enough that you need to cancel your plans at this point. 7-day planning forecast as we put it all together for you. There are the comfortable high temperatures, lower half of the 80s here, not only through the weekend, but really as we go through the next 7 days of our forecast, and many of those days are going to be dry, including Labor Day, partly sunny and 82 there, a little warmer on Tuesday.
Make the most of it, right?
Yeah, looking pretty good.
Get on out there. All right, thank you, Kyle. It may be a while before you see music superstar Ed Sheeran in concert again.
According to a report from a publication called The Sun, Sheeran announced on the final night of his world tour in England that he will take a break from performing. He said it would probably be his last gig for about 18 months.
But you know what? Don't worry too much about Sheeran. He has raked in hundreds of millions of dollars from all the touring he has done in his career. So financially, he should be all good.
I think he's okay.
He's sitting pretty.
It seems like we all get them scammers calling us trying to get a hold of our money. Well, one scammer called the wrong person. That's next on the news at 5 on RTV6.
Visit the Hiring Hoosiers job board.
Hello and a very good day to you. I'm Julie Grant with Court TV Live, and we are covering a murder trial out of Pensacola, Florida. Authorities say Ashley MacArthur, a former CSI, killed a private eye named Taylor Wright and then tried to cover it up. Prosecutors say the motive is money. MacArthur is being accused of first-degree premeditated murder, and the evidence is piling up. Taylor Wright had been missing for 42 days before her body was found underneath concrete on a farm that belonged to the defendant's family. There were also cell phone records putting MacArthur right near the scene of the crime. Today, the state called the medical examiner to testify that Taylor Wright died from a gunshot wound to the head and that the manner of death is homicide. The defense is pointing to a lack of physical evidence. Soon it will be their turn if they choose to call witnesses. And will they call the defendant to the stand? Join us on Court TV Live. I'm Julie Grant. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Julie. You can stream Court TV Live anywhere, 24/7 at courttv.com.
A thief trying to scam people out of their hard-earned money.
But one of his calls was to the wrong person. Ann Stevens answered a call, but it wasn't someone she knew. In fact, the man on the other end said that she was going to be arrested if she didn't give up her personal information.
But he did not know who he was calling. Stevens is the captain of the Apex, North Carolina Police Department.
So she turned this into an educational opportunity. Stevens recorded that call and posted it to social media to show what these scammers are doing and why you should just hang up and never give out any of your information.
She also had a little fun.
Right now, there are 2 criminal charges against you. Number 1, drug trafficking, and number 2, money laundering. Okay?
Well, that's better than the 25 the first guy told me were out against me.
and they've hung up.
The scammer did not get anything from her. Stevens wants to remind others, don't ever give out your information and don't verify information, even if they have it.
Here's the advice here. Just hang up the phone right away. There you go. Coming up all new at 6 o'clock here on RTV6, the end is near. Finally, there's a completion date for work on the Central Avenue Bridge that started in 2017. Details all new at 6.
But first on the Now Indy, a terrible accident nearly killed a little girl. Now 5 years later, that girl is doing more with one leg than many of us have done with two. You're watching RTV6.